Hi guys, I'm Leo from Leonerd. Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we will have a history time. So guys, as you can see here, I'm with this amazing camera. It's called Zenit-B, and I think it's very beautiful. The design is just awesome. So this camera, the Zenit-B, was made from 1968 to 1977. So not many years on the market, but they released about 890,000 of this guy right here. And this camera is from this one in specific is from 1969, because as you can see on the screen right now, it has the serial number, and the serial number, the first two digits are the year that it was made. So mine starts with 69, so it's from 1969. This little camera right here. And there are many versions of the Zenit, but this one is fully manual, so it doesn't have any electronic parts. That's why I think that's what I think it's very cool about it. And it's a film camera, a regular 35mm, and this one that I got is just new. It's perfectly working. This one was from my grandfather, and then he gave me. So everything, every single setting is manual. This lens was firstly fabricated, as I already said, in 1968 during Cold War, where the world was facing various things that were marked in our history. And the year this one was made, it was in the year that Neil Armstrong touched the moon, and Apollo 11, the mission Apollo 11 and Zenit-B went to the moon. So it's a pretty historical camera, a pretty historical toy that I have right here. And this one is actually, being from 69, it is 51 years old, and the oldest that you can get is 52, so that's pretty cool. It was made during the Cold War, the fight for advances between the USSR and the United States for a technological evolution. So this one was probably a product of this race to see who would be the first to develop the most interesting, let's put it like that, technology. So that's pretty cool about this camera. Cold War started in 1947 and went all the way to 1991. So it's a pretty historical camera, and I wanted to, I'll search more for it in the internet and see if I can find cool historical photos that were taken using this camera right here. So as you can see on the screen, we have a dial right here with our shutter speeds. And as I read, because I never shot film before, as I read, the shutter speed needs to be the closest to your ISO. And your ISO in these vintage cameras, these fully manual cameras, is fixed. So let's say I bought a film with a 100 ISO. That's the only ISO I will have, so I can't change that. So I gotta play with my other settings based on that. And as I read on a very cool website, if I can find it, I'll link it down below. Your shutter speed needs to be the closest to your ISO. So for instance, if you're using a film with 100 of ISO, you put it on 125 right here, which is the closest. And as you can see, we have also this this little, I forgot, this little pistol drum, let's say like this, and this is what rolls your next frame on the film, and the film goes right here. So as you can see, when I do this, it changes right here. Oh, it has a little fabric to keep the light from coming in to the film. Only when you press it, it get out of the way. So as you can see, the shutter is 251. I'll put the shutter 60, 1/60, so you can see it better. And then right here you put your film, then it goes all the way right here, and then I think you close this and do the first one, and you're ready to go. And as you can see, there's a dial right here to indicate how many shots you have left. So the way I discovered that this works is like this. Firstly you go all the way down like this. You go all the way down, and then you put it on the 0. This little ball right here is to rotate the whole thing, so we put it on 0, and that's how you shoot, which is pretty cool. And it also has a timer, which is this little lever right here. So you pull this all the way, and then you press this little button, and here's your timer. And here is the flash, where you put your flash if you have one for this camera. So a really cool thing about this is its history, and that it's only manual, so you gotta be really good, you gotta practice a lot to master it. Other thing you can do is like use your digital camera and put in the same settings, and then you see what works on the camera based on that ISO and shutter speed, so you see what other setting you will use when you're shooting with this. Another very cool thing that got me stoked when I first saw is that this camera doesn't have like a button where you can loosen the camera and then detach it. It's like you just go with your hand and it detaches. This mount is called M42, and some of these Zenits were actually made with a M39 mount. So I think this one is M42. I couldn't find anywhere in the internet whether it's M42 or M39, because this model was fabricated on both, but I got a ruler and saw that it has exactly 4 centimeters and 2 millimeters. So I think I'm right when I'll buy the other lens. I hope it's M42. And as you can see, I'll click and you can see the mirror. It's a SLR obviously, so it has a mirror, and as you can see it goes up, releasing. It goes up, and then this cloth right here goes to the side, and then your film, which is right here, will get exposed to light, and that light will form your photo. So it's pretty cool. And guys, I'll buy a lens, another lens, a Helios. I'll talk about that in the future. I'll buy that and a adapter to this camera, so I can put that lens that I will buy in the camera which is currently recording, so I can take photos both in film and in my current mirrorless camera. So I'm pretty stoked to that, and I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out whenever I post a new video. I'm Leo, I'm out, and bye bye.